Alright everybody, this is my first gaming video for the YouTube channel, and what better way to kick it off as a two-parter. This is the first day of the newest expansion to Hearthstone, which is... crap, I forgot the name already. Scholomance Academy. I didn't buy any welcome bundles, so gonna use all this in-game gold I've been saving up. So yeah, just gonna bear with me while I buy like 60 some odd packs. The second part of this two-part video, however, will be a little bit of deck construction and also me trying out the new decks that I've built. So, yeah, just hang tight and I'll see you when I'm done buying these packs. Alright, so we're done buying packs. Let's open them up. So I didn't really stay on top of what the new cards were, really, aside from a few card reviews. So a lot of these are going to be new to me, too. So let's see, we got Smug Senior, Lake Thresher, Ogre Master, Blessing of Authority. Interesting. And Plagiarize. Oh, good. Rogues are getting more secrets, which is fantastic. Secret Rogue was really good in the last expansion, too. The end of your pause. Never done a card opening video before. Probably not gonna read out every single card I get, but what I will do is leave them up on screen long enough to see what they were, and if I get any epics or legendaries or anything that looks overly interesting, I'll talk about that card a little and what I could see doing with it going forward into the new season. Yes, one of the cool things is they brought dual class cards back, which is really cool. It allows for a lot of flexibility in what cards can be used for, and is also going to make for some interesting decks. Like, there's a lot of Warlock cards that hurt you, but now they're Warlock Priest cards, so you'll be able to hit your own health negatively, but then replenish it being a Priest. So you'll have all the plus with none of that, pesky HP loss. Okay, Wolpertinger is adorable. That could actually be a really good card if you have a hand buff deck or anything that buffs beasts. You could draw that and have like a 1 mana 4/4 5/5 that copies itself. So now for 1 mana you're getting 2 5/5s, which I like that. Ooh, I got an epic finally. Let's see, Flesh Giant. Costs 1 less each time your hero's health changed during your turns. So what I was just talking about. Dealing your damage to yourself as a Warlock or healing yourself as a Priest. Those are things that occur on your turn. So every instance, not every HP that's changed, but every instance that your HP changes on one of your own turns drops its cost. So when you hit turn 8, you could get a 0-drop 8/8 no problem, which is pretty awesome. I thought I dragged that there. Let's try that again. Normally I do this on my phone, but much harder to record. Oh, what the hell? Alright, cool, I did a thing. Paladin Priest dual class, 4-cost High Abyss Allura. Spellburst. Cast a spell from your deck. Targets this if possible. So, the way Spellburst works is, I can't remember if it was the first spell or all spells played after you play that card has a special effect. It's almost like a combo Battlecry combination. So, let's say I play her on turn 5 and then play a 1-cost spell. She'll take a random spell from my deck and cast it on herself too. So if I'm playing a buff deck like a Libra Paladin, she's just going to get stronger right off the bat for no extra cost. There's some cool cards in this. Primordial Studies. I'm very, very big on playing Spell Mage, which is a deck with no minions, at least to start. But you generate minions through spells, and there's also perks to playing no minions in your decks based on the buffs from some other cards. So that's going to be a nice welcome addition to a deck that I've already been playing. Void Drinker. Taunt Battlecry, destroy a soul fragment in your deck to gain +3/+3. So, Soul Fragments, I think there's another example of it too for Demon Hunter. But they get put into your deck randomly by other cards. And then you combo them with, say, Void Drinker, where when you play this, it'll destroy one of those existing Soul Fragments in your deck. Now, I haven't done enough research. I don't know what happens if you draw a Soul Fragment. I don't know what that card does. So, sorry for not, studying up or anything, but hey, Golden Common, Lab Partner. You know what? A 1 mana, 1/3 is already a decent stat line. The spell damage +1 makes him cheap enough to play as a combo with another spell and do a little bit of extra damage with it. Nothing to write home about. Weird that there's a 0-cost 1/1 being added to the game. It is a demon, so there might be some synergy with Warlock or Demon Hunter out there. Ooh, a Golden Epic. Now that's fancy, because if I don't like it, that's worth a lot of dust. But let's see. Battlecry. Gain attack and health to match the highest in the battlefield. So that's actually really cool. If you play that on a late turn, and say your opponent's got an 8/8, you drop him for 2 mana, and you now have a 2 mana 8/8 to contend. If you happen to have a spell that coincides with it where you give him Taunt, that sets up a really, really nice wall to block whatever's coming next. Troublemaker. I've actually been eyeing this card. It's one of the ones I did see in a review, and I like it with the aggressiveness. So at the end of your turn, you summon 2 3/3 ruffians that attack random enemies. Normally, when you summon minions, they have to wait a turn to attack. What's nice is you summon him, end your turn, and he automatically drops 6/6 worth of stats on the board that's going to attack randomly. And it says enemies, not minions, so it's also possibly going to go face, which could just be a real nuisance for your opponent. Whoa, that was a cool one. Educated Elec. Whenever a spell is played, this minion remembers it. Death Rattle. Shuffle the spells into your deck. Holy crap. So if you put that in a low-cost tempo deck, spell tempo deck more specifically, you're going to get a ton of value out of it once it dies. Even if, say, you were playing it in a Quest Mage or any Quest deck, and the quest had a really good payoff, you can get that quest back, which, in certain cases, that might be a fun little thing. Paladin really coming through this expansion. Lifesteal 4/9, that pairs well with a lot of the existing buff cards that are in Paladin. So that 4 attack lifesteal could easily become a 9 or 10 attack lifesteal for a couple extra mana. This is another card that I haven't seen a review, Lightning Bloom. So you gain 2 mana crystals for this turn, so you could do a really big play early. You could turn 5 cheat out a 7-cost spell, which is really cool. The thing is, you're going to be down 2 mana. So turn 5, you play 7 mana. Turn 6, you only have 4. So you do that as a real big kick to the face to give yourself some good ground over your opponent. Especially in a Druid deck where they have some cards that they could really, really cheat out some big stuff early on. There's one that I don't remember the name of, but it gives +4/+4 to every minion you have in your hand, your deck, and on the field. So the sooner you can push out a 10-cost card that buffs your deck, the better off you are. Ooh, fancy. Hey, Troublemaker again, and he's golden this time. Cool. Enchanted Cauldron. Spellburst. Cast a random spell of the same cost. I've only streamed a little bit of Hearthstone, and I've never done videos, but I love RNG decks. Don't get me wrong, winning's great. Building these, unbeatable decks is fantastic. I like fun decks, I like meme decks. So anything with random effects, like the Yogg-Saron card and the Yogg-Saron box, some of my favorites ever made. I did get a legendary when I signed in, that I wasn't recording it, unfortunately. Don't remember the name of it, but what it does is it reduces every minion, both sides, to 1 health, and then when it dies, it deals 1 damage to every minion. So you could use it as a real quick board clear if you have a means of killing your own. After your hero attacks, gain 1 attack. Excuse me. So with enough ways to keep adding durability to your weapons, this could be a very long-lasting, very dangerous weapon, especially if you add poisons to it and such. Ooh, another epic. What'd I get? Guardian Animals. Summon 2 beasts that cost 5 or less from your deck and give them rush. So for 7 mana, you could at least get a little bit of board control back, which, I don't know, board control is never really a bad thing to have an abundance of. Ooh, another epic. Devout Pupil, Paladin card again. I mean, the game is telling me to play Paladin, just like I do in MMOs and other RPGs as well. Divine Shield, Taunt, costs 1 less for each spell you've cast on friendly characters this game. So, Libram Paladin, where you get a regenerating spell that eventually costs 0 that you cast on your own things, that's going to be a 0 cost 4/5 Divine Shield Taunt before you know it. That is fantastic. Glide is interesting. Shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 4 cards. Your opponent does the same. So this is the only card left in your hand. 4 mana gets you 4 cards. However, if it's the only card, your opponent also does the same. Now, if your opponent's sitting on a big hand, by playing it as Outcast, which is the only card or the leftmost or rightmost cards in your hand, as it says right on my screen as I'm hovering, you could cause them to draw 4, which typically you don't want your opponent to draw cards, but let's say they're sitting on 9. You just burned 3 of their cards. It could have been a combo piece. You could have actually turned the game around by doing that. Woo! Everything. Brittlebone Destroyer. If your hero's health changed this turn, destroy a minion. Back to Priest and Warlock, doing that nice little dual-class dance. You use your hero power, which is 2. Then for another 4 mana, you get a 3/3 and destroy a minion of your choice. Hell, combo that with Raise Dead, and that's a huge play for only 4 mana. Yeah, I did get an epic Playmaker. After you play a rush minion, summon a copy with 1 health remaining. So you could team that up with Mummy, which has Reborn, and before you know it, you've just gotten 4 rush minions for 6 mana. There we go. Man, it's really hard to drag a thing to the middle of the screen, apparently. Partner assignment. Add a random 2 cost and 3 cost beast to your hand. Cool, with all the cards that exist that buff beasts in your hand as well, or trigger off of other beasts being played, that is a really good card. Getting a lot of cards in triplicate, which means I'll get a good amount of dust also, which will be really, really nice. Ooh, we're about 2/3 of the way through the packs. Hey, Survival of the Fittest is the name of the card I mentioned before. Give 4/4 to all minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. There's also Embiggen that exists from a previous expansion that's 0 cost, gives 2/2 to all your minions, and raises their cost by 1. So even though it's raising their cost, it's making them a heck of a lot stronger, because it's basically a 1 mana 2/2 at that point. 0 mana 2/2 getting at it. No, 1 mana. I suck at math, by the way. However, 2 Ambiggins paired with Survival of the Fittest as early as you can cheat it out, and you just created a very, very strong group of minions. Please? Boom, 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 boom. Hey, epic, what'd I get? Totem Goliath. Damn. So a 5 mana 4/5, that's a low stat line. It's basically a Yeti for 1 more. But the Death Rattle. It summons all 4 basic totems, which Totem Shaman is also a thing right now. That could actually be a huge way to turn the game. Trick Totem. At the end of your turn, cast a random spell that costs 3 or less. Again, love my RNG cards, but here's the fun thing. It's a totem, so it's inherently a shaman card. But that kind of RNG is a mage effect. So what they do, mages and shamans can play it. I think that's the first, or one of the first, totems that can be played on something that's not a shaman. So that's really exciting to see. Really low legendary draw this time around. Well, alright. Since I said it. Disciplinary and Ganling. It's a Priest Warlock dual class, 4 cost 3/6. It's a decent stat line. After you play a minion, destroy it and summon a 4/4 failed student. So you want to pair that with a lot of lackeys. They're 1 cost 1/1s that all carry battle cries with them. So you play it, use its battle cry, and then that 1 mana 1/1 with a used battle cry becomes a 4/4 for the same cost. That could create a very big board very quickly. And in a deck like Resurrect Priest, at least instead of, accidentally resurrecting a 1/1, you pull a 4/4 as a low roll, which feels a little bit better. Jinx myself again. I've been really low on legendaries. Shit, didn't think that would work twice. Okay, here's another one with Soul Fragments, as mentioned before. So this shuffles 2 Soul Fragments into your deck. So you shuffle them in, then play that card that's too new for me to remember the name of, and destroy them to make it get +3/+3. Oh, and another Soul Fragment card. So Soul Fragments seem to be playing on Warlock and Demon Hunter specifically. Something that I'll explore. I haven't had a lot of fun playing Demon Hunter yet, but I feel like now that we're on Demon Hunter's 2nd expansion, it's going to get a little more exciting.
Golden man.
Hey, you flip too. Thank you. Hell yeah, Jesus. Alright, Forest Warden Omu. 6 mana 5/4. Excuse me. Refresh all your mana crystals. So you play that, say on turn 10, and then you play a card. Oh, not all your, refresh your. So it's probably going to do with I'm going to guess the cost of the spell. So you play him with a 4 mana spell, then you get 4 mana crystals refresh that turn. That could lead to a lot of crazy wombo combo excitement later in the game. Krolisk. Yeah, Krolisk, alright. Bark Stripper. Spellburst. Destroy a random enemy minion. Now that is what it is. You play that, and then a spell, and a random enemy minion gets destroyed. There's a lot of low-cost hunter spells out there, too. So you could really just drop a board that way. Ooh, another epic. Ancient Voidhound. 9 mana, 10/10. Alright, that's a late card. At the end of your turn, steal 1 attack and health from all enemy minions. Holy crap. So if they've got a full board, that's going to become 17/17 at the end of your turn, making it a huge target to go after. You know, maybe that does have some promise. Alright, I'll take another epic. Cool, another Devout Pupil. that basically, you know, seals the deal. I am making a Paladin deck this expansion today. Alright, come on, Legendary on my final pack. Crap. Alright. So, before this video ends, I'm just gonna jump into my collection, and let's see how much dust I can get for all my fun duplicates. 640. Alright. I'll be able to at least make it legendary if there's one that I really want right now. So yeah, that's the end of my pack opening video, and I'll be back later, or probably tomorrow, due to time constraints, to, you know, make my first play video. Alright, so see ya.